Direct help, of course, Claps replied, speaking very clearly with absolute calm. He was accustomed to the diffidence of his colleagues, especially those who were used to working hands-on cases. I can help to analyze the behavior of the potential culprit. If there are enough details, I can sketch a profile too. Claps raised his eyes and locked them on Sensi. I could give you more details about the potential murderer, and you'd then be able to narrow your search focus. That is my job. Sensi looked at Claps in silence for a while. If you think that could be of any help, that is, Claps added after a few seconds. Nobody likes wasting their time. No offence. Sensi leant back in his armchair. A few more moments of silence. Very well, Mr. Claps, he said eventually, a little doubtfully. Surprise me. Do you have an idea of who the culprit could be? I don't have enough information yet. Fair enough, Sensi replied. I'm sure you've read in the newspapers most of what I told you today anyway. I'll tell you a little more. To start off with, the murderer. This time Claps interrupted Sensi. I'd rather you told me about the victim first, please. Sensi glared at Claps. He was used to leading the conversation. Sensi muttered a little, then carried on talking. Laura Mintz was a young woman with a fairly normal life. She had a boyfriend, a job, a few friends. The people that we have spoken to described her as a happy, bright girl, as they say. She was also sensible. Nothing makes me think that she did anything unconventional in her life. She used to work as a nursing assistant in a big dental practice. The other day she went out at 7 a.m. to go to work, but she never got there. How did she get to work? Public transport. She worked far away on the outskirts of the city. She used the bus, the metro, and she also walked a short way. I know what you're about to ask. Nobody saw any indication of what might have happened to her on her way to work. There's not even a witness or any indirect information that might help us. No CCTV? Sensi shook his head. There are no cameras before the metro. What about inside the metro station? Have the recordings been seen? We've been a little unlucky. The CCTV was out of order for maintenance that morning. What about at her destination? Claps insisted. The cameras worked fine there, but Laura Mintz doesn't appear in any of the recordings. She doesn't appear in the tapes from the other places where the metro stopped along the route. Sensi was beginning to get annoyed. This conversation was pointless. She was taken somewhere halfway, on the journey between her house and the metro. Yeah, that's what we're thinking, but nobody saw anything, Claps concluded. For a few seconds, the buzzing of the neon light was the only audible noise in the office. Maybe there wasn't anything to see. Claps broke the silence, almost muttering to himself. What does that mean? Sensi sounded more irritated now. Maybe they didn't take her away violently. It was early in the morning, and it's difficult to think that nobody would notice anything at that time of the day. Maybe somebody gave her a lift. Somebody that she knew. We considered that too, Sensi admitted, almost unwillingly. Laura might have known her murderer. We're investigating her friendships, but no results yet. It's still an ongoing task, though, and it takes time. What time was her disappearance reported? Sensi tensed up and closed his eyes a little. Mr. Claps, he said, annoyed. Why do you need to know regular investigative details like that for your job? Are you checking to see if we're doing our job well? How does knowing what time her disappearance was reported help you to form a profile of the murderer? Claps tried to find the best words to calm him down. I just wanted to have a clear idea of the events. I didn't want to step on your toes. I'm sorry if I gave that impression. Sensi glanced at his watch nervously. All right. Her disappearance was reported at 8 p.m. by her boyfriend. He had gone to pick her up from work like he does every day. Do you want to know anything else? I'm running out of time.